Welcome back, nerds.
We're your hosts. I'm Chad.
And I'm Jake. This week, we're sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks.
We are also sponsored by Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce.
Now, this week, we're going to continue our throwback look into the old X-Men films. We're going to be talking about X-Men 2 and X-Men 3, The Last Stand.
We will also be talking about Invincible, the season finale of that show on Primetime. Oh, Jesus Christ. On Amazon Prime. Primetime. Oh, God. Keep it in. It's fine.
Oh, it's safe.
That was dumb. Anyways, yes, we'll also be talking about the season finale of Invincible on Amazon Prime.
So, this is the All Things Nerd podcast. Nerd. All right, welcome back, nerds, to the All Things Nerd podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerdy. Jake, how's your week been?
It's been okay. I don't know. Not a whole lot going on. It's just been work and looking forward to this, I guess. How about you?
Yeah, it's been fine. Been, just working, hanging out in Ohio. It was really rainy this week. So
it was 80 degrees here yesterday. 81 to be exact.
That's the high that it was today, was 81 here.
And it was supposed to rain today, but it never really actually rained here in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh, good. Well, hopefully that means that I don't get all that rain tomorrow, because I don't want it.
The only cool thing that I could really talk about that's nerdy anyway, would be that the season 5 part 2 trailer for Lucifer dropped 2 days ago. I only saw it today, but yeah, it looks awesome.
You sent that to me, and it looks good.
I did.
I'm excited. I love that show.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm interested to see how it's going to play out, because even from the trailer, it's going to get.
And I'm pretty sure, and if anybody wants to correct us, because Chad and I have been both we don't know. I'm pretty sure this is the last season, so it'll be interesting to see how they end it.
Yeah, I mean, they were signed on for 6 seasons, but because of COVID, season 5, they released 12 episodes or something like that a year ago, and we've kind of been waiting ever since. Yeah. So I don't know, is season 5 part 2 just going to be their season 6? We don't know. I don't know how they're going to get a full extra season after this based on what the trailer shows. So
yeah, it'll be interesting. Not to mention the show ended already before Netflix picked it up. Picked it up.
Yeah, picked it up. That was, you done English good.
I think I'm having a stroke. I don't know what's happening right now.
Flobbing. Fleur flobbing.
I do smell burnt toast.
Oh, shouldn't make fun of stroke victims. Sorry, Mom.
There might be a couple.
She's not a stroke victim, but
no. But my mom's son was. I didn't have a stroke. I did have a heart issue, but that's not a stroke.
Well, I mean, you died, so
I did die. Yeah, good time. That's our other podcast. We have 5 podcasts.
Yeah, the All Things Death podcast, the All Things Nerd podcast, the
All Things Death podcast would probably do really well.
I could do deep looks into murder mysteries and unsolved murders and shit like that. People would eat that up, especially super innocent, non-violent white girls.
Yeah, the funny thing about that is that those girls. Well, I'm not saying white girls, just girls in general, who will not watch a horror movie because it's too scary, but then will fucking sit at home by themselves and watch a documentary about some real fucking scary shit that actually happened.
Yeah.
And they're like
serial killer documentaries. They're like,
I'm gonna get a bottle of wine and some popcorn and I'm gonna watch this scary shit. But if you try to make them watch a scary movie that's made up, they're like, no, it's too scary. What?
But after the documentary is done, they're texting their friends. They're like, "So brunch tomorrow? Bottomless mimosas. Yeah. I'm gonna sleep so good tonight. It was a spa day. It was a treat yourself day."
Dude, I'm gonna get off track for a minute here because this is something that drives me nuts. My girlfriend lives in the middle of nowhere. It is the scariest scenario in the entire world, which is fine because she's used to that. Whatever. Yeah. But I would go over there, and like the door would just be wide open, and I'm like, "Hey, you're in the middle of nowhere, okay? You need to lock this damn door." And she's like, "Why? Nobody lives out here." And I'm like, "That's how horror movies happen." Like, the next thing you know, you're going to be like in your room and you're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, I heard something. I'm going to go check it out myself." Like, just lock the damn door. It's so annoying. And I went over there for like dinner.
Coming from the guy that lives in Northeast Minneapolis.
But I lock my doors.
Well, yeah, you have to. It's different in the country, especially, and the suburbs are like a gray area.
I know that. But that's where bad shit happens to people who aren't expecting bad shit to happen to them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because, you know what I mean? When you hear about a serial
I used to have
killer,
a door that auto-locked every time it closed, so
yeah,
I get you.
There was oh God, I'm not going to know the name of it off the top of my head, but there was a guy who he went in, he just straight up walked into a house, killed an entire family. The kids, mom, dad, everybody. And when the cops asked him why he did it, he said, because the door was unlocked. That was his reason for going in there and murdering the entire family.
Well, that dude's just straight evil.
Yeah, but like, just lock your door. Just lock your door.
Yeah, I guess it's not that hard. Then you can't be the one random family that happens to just because.
Yeah, so there was this. Again, this is completely off topic of what we're talking about. This is relevant, and you're gonna laugh at this. But I went over to my girlfriend's house, Nick's house, and it sounds weird when I say it like that. And I see Nick,
as in Nicole, yeah,
yeah, Nicole. And I was leaving. I stayed there till like midnight ish, probably like 11:30 midnight. And I was leaving, and I like got my shoes on, and I opened the door, and I was like, "Seriously, the door is just unlocked?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Lock this door when I leave." And she's like, "I will." No. Oh no, it gets better. I'm like, "Lock this door when I leave." And she goes, "Okay, I will." I hear this weird ass noise. Again, we're in the middle of nowhere. This is not an animal. Okay, it sounded like the Blair Witch laughing at me from like the woods, like the pitch black. It was like a cackling, like
There's probably like a combine from like a neighboring farm.
Yeah, it was something stupid for sure.
Or a sprinkler or something.
But me from the cities, I like stop and I turn around to look at her and I go, "That was weird." And she goes, "Yeah, that was weird." And she shut the door and locked it, and I was like,
"Yeah, you're right. That was weird. Bye."
Yeah,
that's
you
amazing.
Hear the door like click locked, and I was like, "Oh fuck."
That's amazing.
Yeah. So lock your doors. I don't care where you are or how safe you feel. Just lock your damn doors, women and men.
Anyone.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Anyways, so let's get back on track to the nerdy stuff here.
Yeah. So,
Chad, kick us off here.
Yeah. So, on the topic of brutal murder, the season finale of Invincible happened.
Nice
last week,
segue, dude.
On Friday, and holy shit!
Yeah.
First off, if you guys haven't been watching Invincible on Amazon Prime,
spoiler alert. Yeah.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Either skip ahead or pause and come back.
Yeah.
This show, from episode 1, I mean, it's an animated show, but it is bloody. It
brutal.
Is gory. It is violent. I mean, it's the dude that created The Walking Dead. Yeah. So you know it's going to be that way. Yeah. Oh, my voice cracked.
and it's not on. It's not on AMC. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So there aren't those restrictions that The Walking Dead had. So
yeah,
the shit that happens in the show is fucking brutal.
Even as an animated show, I mean, Jake said this to me
Yeah.
because we watched this like over, well, not quite over FaceTime, but like.
No, it was Snapchat. We were watching it at the same time.
Yeah,
we were snapping each other.
Yeah.
And I was just like, parts were happening in it, and I won't go super into detail, but in case you haven't seen it, but I Snapchat and I go, dude, this is hard to watch.
Yeah, and like, it's animated.
Yeah,
and it's still
a cartoon.
It's hard to watch.
Yeah, it was
at times, but the story is super awesome. So
we'll say spoiler alert one more time.
Yeah,
this is your last chance. Last chance to get out.
If we ruin anything after this point in time, it's your own damn fault.
Your own fault. But basically, since the beginning of the show, it's been gearing up to pit this father against his son. Yeah. We're both superheroes. One is evil. The son is good. And man, this fucking episode, his son catches on. His dad basically tells him everything. Like, hey, we're from an alien race that's going to take this planet over.
Yeah,
we don't give a shit about.
I wasn't sent to this planet from this alien race to be its savior. Yeah. I was sent to be its conqueror.
Yeah, and his son basically is like, I'm not going to let that happen. And his dad brutally
beats the living
for like 30 minutes out of the episode.
Yeah, half the episode is him just getting his ass Invincible or Mark Grayson getting his ass whooped by Omni-Man. He literally beat the shit out of him with the city of Chicago.
Yeah. It was
like
and then
uses a subway train against him, throws him through buildings that then collapse on him.
And
the collateral damage is insane.
And then murders like hundreds of people in the process of doing
thousands.
This. Like brutally murders. I mean, there's like it's unreal.
And also just kind of a throwback. So every time that they show the title screen for this episode, Jake and I have both. We kind of mentioned it in past episodes that like it's not always in the first minute. Sometimes it's like 10,
towards the
15
end of the
minutes,
episode. Sometimes
halfway through. Basically, the first time that they mention Mark's superhero name, which is Invincible, they always like laid into a sentence like, "Oh, I hope he's." And then it'll flash and say the word Invincible on the screen, and the blue and yellow that is splatter, and then blood splatter. It's been pretty mild blood splatter up until this episode, and then literally half the screen was just splattered with blood.
Yeah, it was rough.
And it happened in the first like 5 minutes, and you're like, oh,
yeah,
there's a lot to come.
So this episode is so fucking gnarly.
It's so good, though.
Yeah, I mean, I might even watch it again tonight. It was crazy. I actually may even just start it from the beginning,
just to
watch the whole and just binge it. For
I was thinking about doing it. I did that last week, the 2 days before the Falcon and the Winter Soldier finale came out. I'm probably gonna have to do that again with this.
Yeah,
'cause it was so good.
It's nuts. And then we get to see who is also there's a character in the show who is played by Seth Rogen, and we see him again at the kind of towards the end of this episode.
He's a Cyclops, but fun fact, Seth Rogen's also an executive producer on the show, so he kind of found a way to get himself into the
he talks to Mark and basically says that Mark's dad Omni-Man and his was it Vitramite?
Villamite?
I think it's something like that. They're a race of alien or whatever. But he's basically saying that he tells Mark that the Viltrumites or whatever are coming.
Yeah, it is Viltrumite. Take over. You're right.
And Mark just got his ass beat by one Viltrumite. And if there's a whole race of Viltrumite coming there, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
it's gonna get crazy.
Oh my god! Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. And I liked the very end when, as he's talking, I don't remember Seth Rogen's character's name.
I don't remember either.
He's literally like an alien auditor. Like he goes and checks on aliens that have settled on other planets.
Which is why in that... Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. But which is why, like 3 episodes prior, his dad tells him that he has to go kill that guy because that guy was going to warn them that the Viltrumites were coming, and that's why Mark went up there to.
Yeah, that could be.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I never caught that. That's awesome.
I didn't either till just now.
Yeah.
So you said auditor, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was the Confederacy of something. But, like, they're talking, and he's like, so what are you going to do until your dad comes back or until Viltrumite returns? And then it, like, plays a montage of, like, past villains and aliens and, like, bad guys that Mark has fought throughout the series. Like, kind of, like, preparing themselves just for, like, their next move. And then it flashes back to Mark, and he's like, I don't know, maybe finish high school.
Yeah.
And then Seth Rogen's like, yeah, that's cool. What's high school? Because he's an alien. He has no idea. Yeah. I just thought it was really funny because it
was funny.
It got you amped up. Like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of action for next season, which also they got the green light for 2 more seasons. So we have at least 2 more seasons of Invincible. It's going to be baller. But it, like, gets you amped up, like, yeah, there's so much more to come. There's a lot of unfinished stories that are happening. And then Mark's just like, I don't know, maybe, like, graduate.
But like, the funny, you just know that's not what's going to happen.
Oh, God, no.
I
mean, that's already been, like, a reoccurring theme. Like, he's so close to, like, failing out of high school because he's trying to be a superhero. I froze?
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you froze.
You didn't freeze. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
We're good. I just want to make sure you're still there.
Yeah, I'm still here. Don't you worry.
I'll be there for you. No, you don't know that song? Come on. Did I freeze now?
No.
Oh, damn. I thought you were going to, like, do the second part. God.
When the rain starts to fall? Were you trying to sing the Friends theme song just in the wrong tempo?
No, not Friends. What's the... Oh, God, who sings it? Like, I'll be there for you like you want me to. It's like old R&B song.
Oh. We went to completely different...
Yeah. Anyways, enough with that. Let's go to our first sponsor.
All right, yeah. Jake, who's our first sponsor?
Oh, did I just sing on here? Well, there's a microphone in my face. Anyways, our first sponsor, Crybaby Craig's. We're going to tell you a little bit about it. Oh my God. Now I'm so frazzled I can't even fucking think. Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. We're going to tell you about it now. Just hang tight. Listen up for about a minute.
All right, sounds good.
Jesus.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today.
Okay.
Welcome back, guys. Guys and girls, ladies and gents.
And others. We gotta be inclusive, bro.
For the second part of the show, we're going to talk about X-Men 2 and 3. So again, this is a request from a listener that they wanted us to dive into the X-Men movies. We did one a couple weeks ago, the first movie, and today we're going to try to rip through the second and third one.
Well, the second one has a lot of good stuff. The third one we're probably going to shit on a lot because it, in accordance to comic book lore and nerd life, it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
But the second, for all the inaccuracies,
here's the thing.
I love this second X-Men film.
The first and second X-Men movies were good for their time. You got to remember that
the first one
movies were like 20 years ago.
I mean, we already went over it, but like I have issues with the first one, but I love X-Men 2.
X-Men 2 was really good.
I rewatched it this week for this episode, and I was like, fuck, I forgot how much I love this movie.
This episode?
Yeah.
I love this episode of X-Men.
This episode of All Things Nerd Podcast. I love
it. I see what you did there. Yeah, so X2, let's get into it a little bit here.
Well, first off, it's good.
It's the best.
That's literally the first note that I wrote down on my sheet of paper about X2 is
same here.
Good.
Out of the trilogy, the original trilogy, X-Men 1, 2, and 3, X2 is the best of the three.
Oh, easily.
Sure. Yeah.
What I like, though, is that it's where it starts to bring up and build a lot of like the backstory, the history of some of these characters.
Especially Wolverine, but also a little bit, it starts to hint at Jean Grey and the Phoenix. Yeah.
Kind of like coexistence. Well, they fuck it up in the third one, but in this one, it's just enough to tease you where you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
I like where this is going.
And then they were like, just kidding, this is terrible.
Just kidding, we're gonna fuck this up.
Which is actually, coincidentally, not coincidentally, the same thing that they did with the Dark Phoenix X-Men movie.
Oh, yeah.
That was also terrible.
They're so we have this really cool thing that we can build on, and it's like a beloved part of X-Men lore and story. Let's fucking ruin it.
So far,
with the reboot, they're like, let's ruin it again.
Dark Phoenix is kind of like the Fantastic Four right now. God, it's just not been done right yet.
No, they haven't.
Yeah.
And that's really unfortunate. But they did tease it and introduce it in X2 in a way that I was excited for.
Yeah.
Even rewatching it, I was like, oh my god, they actually like started to like introduce this right. And I got excited for it. Then I was like, I know what's coming. I can't get excited.
It's like going to the strip club, you know? They're like, hey, I'm going to give you this free boner.
It's going to be awesome.
Not a free boner, I'm sorry.
Well, no, a very expensive one.
Here's a like $60 boner, and then now you can go home and...
Yeah, for $60, you should get a little bit more than that.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, sorry,
Mom. But it's it's very disappointing, is what we're saying.
But they do build on Wolverine's background. They introduced the Weapon X program.
We also see some cool cameos in
there's
X2.
A lot of great cameos.
We see
not
Jubilee,
a lot, but there were some cool cameos.
I still can't believe that they've never brought Jubilee on as like a main character, because Jubilee was a staple character in the comics and the cartoons.
I don't know why either.
She was badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes no sense as to why they didn't build on her.
Yeah.
Like, literally, she's only gotten cameos in any live-action film.
Yeah. So weird. It's another shot at bringing in another diverse character into it as well. Because she's, like, Asian, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Man. What? The white man. Just bringing us down.
Keep everybody down.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Not gonna go into that one.
No.
But also we get a glimpse at Colossus.
Yep. Little bit different from your Deadpool Colossus. This Colossus can kind of change himself back and forth between human and metal form, as where when you see him in
What happened? Did your hand get caught in your headphones?
I'm sorry. I did it on purpose. I don't know why. As where you see him in Deadpool, he's kind of stuck in metal form.
Yeah, probably because it was cheaper just to CGI a character and pay a voice actor.
Absolutely, yeah.
But you also build a lot on like the Bobby versus John or Iceman versus Pyro. Their like kind of rivalry because they were best friends and then they kind of like start to diverge. Again, Rogue is pretty useless in this movie.
She's kind of useless in all the movies. They never really do her justice.
No,
which is
absolutely
really
not.
Yeah.
But again, like all she cares about is wanting to be able to like touch her boyfriend.
Her motives aren't so terrible, but
well, her motives, surprisingly, that's like one of the few things that they got right about the character is that she's kind of like a sultry horn dog.
She's a sleuth.
A sleuth.
A sleuth.
Sleuth.
SLOOT.
SLUE with an umlaut TH. Umlauts only go over the U. I understand. We don't have any listeners in Germany that are gonna fucking correct me, but she's kind of just they made her into just a slutty teenage girl that can't be slutty.
I don't think this is could give us some bad. I don't think necessarily that she's slutty. It's that she hasn't had the normal experiences.
Right, she hasn't had any
that a teenage girl should have had by
teenage
age
anyone
she is.
Really.
Yeah. So I understand her.
Slutty,
you're
right.
I fucking
slutty,
named my dog after her.
Yeah,
my dog's
slutty
name
was
is
not
Rogue.
the right word. You're right. She.
You call my girl dog a slut, bro?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh well, she's kind of a twat. Yeah.
Yeah, a twat.
A twat.
A twat. So back to X-Men 2, X2.
Yeah. Rogue sucks. Her character sucks.
They didn't give her justice. They didn't give her
the thing
a
is
character arc that made sense or paid any sort of respect to the character that she was in the comics or
in the comics.
Cartoons.
Rogue is super strong.
Badass.
She can fly.
Like, she's a little bit of like a sultry southern twang girl, but like that plays into her charm, but she still kicks ass.
Yeah, she's
in these movies. She just wants to.
They just make
get her diddled
and I said this to Chad earlier today. Is all I can imagine when I think of Rogue is the girl from Anna Faris in the Scream movie when she finds out that her boyfriend could be the killer. And she like throws her hands up and dramatically
it wasn't Anna Faris. Anna Faris was in Scary Movie where they mocked the Scream movie.
That's what I meant. Yes, and that's all I can think of is just like that's what they did to her character. They just made her this like
overly emotional,
defenseless, like always. Like she never at any point in the movies does she ever stand up for herself and kick somebody's ass. But
in the comics and in the cartoons, like
she's like one of the most powerful X-Men.
And she's just a badass.
Yeah. They killed her character. Yeah, it's so disappointing.
Ruined her. And this isn't us trying to be like, oh, like look at this little girl in the movies that sucks. Like Rogue is awesome. Especially in the cartoon, I love Rogue. And you named your dog after her. Like
she was already named Rogue when I got her, if I'm being totally honest.
Yeah, but
it was such a good name that I kept it instead of trying to change it.
Yeah, fair. I mean, you adopted a dog that older. I didn't try changing my dog's name. I tried to call her Katerina for a while to see if she'd turn Russian. It didn't work.
She's like, I don't know how Russians speak. But
I tried to, call her Katrina, and then she wouldn't drink vodka with me. So I was like, fine, your name's Katie. I get it.
No, they just shit. They literally shit on everything that Rogue was, her character was. And so, no, we're not shitting on a female character. We're shitting on the character that Fox made for a badass character that they did a horrible job of interpreting.
And Fox did that with basically every female character in the X-Men. Yeah. Like, not to shit on the studio for being misogynistic or anything like that. They were. But not to shit on it with extreme shittery. They did that to a lot of the female characters. Like,
Oh, Invisible Woman in the first two Fantastic Four movies. Jessica Alba almost quit acting altogether because of what they did to her character.
And how terribly it was written, and then also, like...
They just made it all about her being naked, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, when you turn invisible, your clothes come off. And it's like, come on. That's not what her fucking power is.
No.
Like, yeah.
And you take, like, Halle Berry as Storm.
Hold on. Let me say this louder for people. Fox sucks.
That's why Fox is gone. There's no longer a Fox Studios.
Oh, Lord.
Fox 20th Century Studios is now called 20th Century Studios under the Disney umbrella. Yes, Disney is probably fairly non-corrupt organization that's all about the family dynamics. But they at least tell better stories than Fox did, because Fox just kind of fucked everything up, especially when it comes to, like, you can't take something that has, I mean, even when X-Men, the first one came out, was the year 2000.
No.
What?
Yeah.
When did
2001?
2000, 2001. I think we had this last time we talked about it.
We did, yeah.
But the X-Men comics have been around. When were they introduced? The 60s?
Yeah, long time.
At that point in time, this was 20 years ago. There was already 40 years of lore. And they still had the audacity to change characters to fit some bullshit narrative. It's like, you have 40 years worth of content to draw from.
Yeah.
You don't have to create characters. They have been created for decades.
Yeah.
Just write a new story, or if you don't want to take a comic book story, write a new story. But you have the contents of what makes these characters.
Yep.
And Fox was like, nope, not going to do it. Rogue is going to be a 17-year-old girl that's never been touched. And she can't touch anyone. She's going to cry about it the whole time. She's never going to punch.
Three fucking movies.
She's never going to punch anyone. Watch her not hit a single dude. The closest she's...
Or fly.
Yeah, the closest she's going to get is she's hurt or about to be hurt, so she's going to touch someone to undo that hurt. It's like, no,
but
she used to kick
She never
ass.
has like a badass moment where she just fucking decimates somebody. Oh my god.
It was bogus.
My dog farted. Sorry. It smells so bad in here.
Well, your line of commentary was fitting with
She's
what
like, that's my name.
Don't shit on my name. I'll fart for it.
Yeah, they just did her so dirty. I hope that Disney, and I think Disney has been doing really well about diversity and also.
And they've been getting better.
What's the word I'm looking for? Like equality, like with women, making like female lead characters badass.
Making the female characters badass, they were slow to get to the female lead.
Yeah.
But since they've done it well.
Yeah.
Say what you want about the Captain Marvel film, I still think it's badass.
It was so good.
You might not like Carol Danvers.
There was just a little bit of reaching where they did, like playing No Doubt, I'm Just a Girl. Like in that fight scene, it's like, we get it.
I never even thought about that. I just thought that they were reaching to remind you that this was supposed to be a prequel from the 90s.
Oh.
I never took it as they were reaching to be like, we've got a girl in your face. I always took it as, we're reaching to remind you that this is supposed to be...
Fun fact about that movie. When Carol Danvers, a.k.a.
Brie Larson,
falls through the Blockbuster ceiling.
Yeah.
When she shoots that cardboard cutout, it was supposed to be, because it was the 90s, it was supposed to be a cardboard cutout of Jim Carrey as the Mask. So he would have had the green face, and that's why she blasted him. But because they couldn't get the rights to it, they didn't do it.
Which is ridiculous. So this is completely off topic, but you know, in the realm of especially Norse mythology, which is where like Thor, Loki, Odin, you know, all that stuff comes from.
Mm.
Do you know what in Norse mythology what that mask is called? It's the Mask of Loki.
Oh, I was like, is it Jim Carrey?
Because he's the god of mischief.
Mm.
In Norse mythology, that mask is called the Mask of Loki.
Oh, from
the mask. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It actually takes a reference from Norse mythology.
That's what's up.
Yeah, which is super, like, that's so random, but
There's supposed to be a second one. Did you know that they're doing a second Mask movie with Jim Carrey?
Ooh, with Jim Carrey, I did not know that. They did make a second Mask movie, but we're not.
Yeah, with the fucking guy, I forget his name.
I don't remember. It was called Son of the Mask, and I don't care about it. Don't want to talk about it anymore.
Anyways,
back to X-Men 2.
X-Men 2, which I feel like we should wrap up and move on to X-Men 3 here. Where were we?
I mean, well, we can skip a couple of these parts that we have written down. I mean, obviously, it dives really into...
All I have written on my page for the next one is, you're a dick.
Well, because it talks about, well, like, Logan, Wolverine, and Scott or Cyclops. We get a lot of their banter.
Which is, I love it.
But it spans through all the movies that they're in together. But that whole "you're a dick" thing comes from the first X-Men, which I absolutely loved.
You say it. You're the one who brought it up. I'll let you take it.
Because their banter is so great. But back in the first X-Men, when Mystique was pretending to be Wolverine, and the real Wolverine meets back up with the X-Men, and Scott Summers, Cyclops, is like, whoa, 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 how do we know you're you? And Hugh Jackman literally just goes, you're a dick. And then Cyclops is like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
But like we get a lot of like little quips back and forth, like little lines. And it just...
So one of the parts that we also talked about in this whole is that in the first X-Men movie, at the end of the movie, there's a part where Hugh Jackman walks through the metal detector, and it goes off, obviously, because it's covered in metal, and he fucking stabs the thing
with his
and
claws.
Then when he pulls his hand out, Cyclops is looking at Wolverine, and Wolverine retracts 2 of his claws, except the middle one, so he's just giving Scott the fucking finger. And then in X2, since we're talking about X2, when
Wolverine basically hot wires Cyclops' car.
Yeah, they're like, this is Cyclops' car. And Wolverine just pulls out his one middle finger and then just stabs the ignition and turns the car on.
He's like, is it
pretty
now?
Funny. It's a little bit of a, yeah. This is pretty cool.
But, yeah, so X2, I mean, I think that in terms of X-Men films, I think X2 holds up.
Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah, you agree?
Yeah, I think the first X-Men movie was good, too. It's just for the time that it was. Now, look at, like, when I watched it, when it first came out, I was like, this movie is so good. Now I watched it recently because Nicole hasn't seen them, and we're working our way through them. We watched the first one, and I was like, man, this movie's cheesy. But, like, that's only because it's been, like, 20-something years since that movie came out.
I think,
you know what I mean?
X2 came out in 2002, 2003. You hear that groan? Sorry, that's my dog.
I was like, what was that?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. She's just...
Oh, hi, Katie.
She's just being needy, just sitting at my fucking leg.
Mine's passed out and just fucking farting, apparently. But anyways, yeah, so the ending of X2, basically, there's so much shit that happens in X2. You guys, if you haven't seen it, just go watch it. But
I mean, start with X-Men 1. Do go through and watch them in order. There she is. I told her to lay down. She listened. But watch X-Men 1 first, because, I mean, it's fun.
What? You want them to watch the first X-Men first? You're crazy. You're a crackpot.
It's not the most comic accurate thing, but it's still fun.
I'm fucking kidding, dude.
No, I know, but X-Men 2 is phenomenal.
Yeah.
You get to see a lot of the actual personalities of these characters, and they start to build on a lot of their history, some of their history, a couple of their history. And then when you get to X3, just know that you will, if you've ever read any of the comics, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah. But
so talk about X3, Jake.
First we gotta end X-Men 2, and then we can talk about the disappointment of X3.
Okay.
But the ending of X2, we're just gonna call them X1, X2, and X3 because it's just easier.
They're literally called X-Men, X2, X3, The Last Stand.
Last Stand, yeah. But which definitely wasn't The Last Stand because there was like a million movies after that. But anyways,
there's been more after
X2,
The Last Stand than there was before them.
At the end of X2, basically Wolverine, there's like a bad guy, his name's William Stryker. He's the one who turned Wolverine into Wolverine, put the adamantium on his bones, which you will see later, and we'll talk about that in a later movie.
And in the comics, adamantium is very similar to vibranium. It's adamantium melded with titanium alloy.
Yeah.
It's also an indestructible metal, but it can't be manipulated like vibranium can be.
Yeah. We'll cover that going forward.
Yeah.
But X2,
we should just have a complete debate about it.
We got to move on to X3 here. But X2, the ending, Wolverine basically chooses the guy who created him. Basically, is like, hey man, I know who you are. You're an animal. You're a piece of shit. Blah blah blah. And Wolverine's basically like, you know what? I don't give a shit about what happened in my past. I'm gonna stick with these people that are mutants, and I want to be part of this. Yeah. And he leaves that guy to die. Moving forward, we get a little bit of a glimpse of just a little bit of a glimpse of Dark Phoenix, which was what Chad was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And it's cool at the end of X2, but at the beginning of X3, it's not as cool.
Absolute hot garbage. Yeah. Oh.
Go ahead, take it. I'm winded because I don't think I breathed at all while I was talking just now.
So the entire
I'm like catching my breath.
Dark Phoenix, the Phoenix aspect of Jean Grey's character throughout X3 can be summed up with disappointing and lackluster. They basically made it so that instead of like it being a somewhat toxic symbiotic relationship like it is in the cartoon or cartoons or comics, literally she just has like a split personality. One's fucking off the rails psycho bitch, and the other one is Jean Grey, where she's like, oh no, what did I do?
Yeah,
like
I murdered all those people.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Like no, like it's way more symbiotic in the comics and cartoons, and you see her just being fucking dramatic, just opening her mouth and going.
I was like, I see her laying down.
Oh, you didn't hear her growl? No, I just made that awkward. But the Dark Phoenix storyline throughout X3 is just, it's a hot mess. She has the ability just to like blow people up. Just like
which she does.
Thanos snap an individual. Like that's what she does without snapping. She just kind of like her eyes get slightly darker, and then her skin gets slightly more pale, and then there's like her mascara runs, and then someone explodes.
I was gonna say like veiny, like
that's what they try to make it look like, but it was like. Wow, someone listens to a lot of My Chemical Romance and cries in the shower.
Is it you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was very apparent. Can't you see Can't you see the eyeliner here?
Yeah.
No, I love My Chem. I just bought one of their records on vinyl. It's a bunch of B-sides. Yeah, snooty. But no. So X3 basically the premise is. It's the start of the the mutant war, if you will. Or Magneto tries. Because now there's a cure
for mutants.
Yeah. And Rogue, of course, she's super excited because if she gets the cure, she can fiddle some diddles. Sorry, Mom. But Rogue is like super excited. Like, is it true they can cure us? And Storm's like, no, because there's nothing wrong with you. And it's like Storm's a literal god, and Rogue can't touch people.
Yeah, so you kind of, there is the question that I read this, that like for like someone like Storm or like the other X-Men who are like, I can shoot lasers out of my eyes, I can do this and that, and everyone like basically tells Rogue like, there's nothing wrong with you, you're perfect, blah blah blah, and it's like,
but never be able to have children.
She can't touch another person without killing them. So
or like Beast. Yeah. Like, who is a blue furry monster, basically.
Yeah.
And we get to see Hank McCoy in this one.
In full. Played by Kelsey Grammer, a.k.a. Frasier.
Yeah, Frasier. Only he's not talking into a microphone like we are right now. If you guys never watched Frasier because you're too young for this, first off, I'm sorry that you're here. Second off, he was a radio host. If you don't know what a radio is, it's like Spotify, but you don't have any control over it.
Okay, here I got a question for you because you're a little bit younger than me.
I'm 3 years younger than you.
Hold on. While we're talking about it, do you know where Frasier branched off of?
Branched off of?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh, got him in a box here.
Hang on.
Got him in a box.
Let me try and remember.
Okay. I'm going to click my pen into the microphone while we're waiting.
I know that he's from Seattle, but I can't remember what he came from.
Really? Are you ready?
Yeah.
The big reveal? Boom, 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 boom. Oh, shit. Cheers.
Was it?
The show Cheers.
But Cheers is based on the East Coast, is it not?
Doesn't matter. Frasier was one of the main characters that was in the bar on Cheers. Him and the other branch off, there's another branch off show called Becker, and that was the one with, oh God, what is his name? Oh shit, he's in that show that you like about heaven. Oh God.
About heaven?
Yeah, Kristen Bell is in it.
The Good Place?
The Good Place, the old guy with the white hair.
That can't be a spin-off.
Ted Danson. No, The Good Place isn't a spin-off.
Oh, but that's where Ted Danson came from.
There was a show called Becker.
Oh, with Ted Danson.
Ted Danson. Like, that was also a spin-off of Cheers.
Oh.
So, Frasier was a spin-off of Cheers.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I never really watched Cheers, though.
And I'm older than you.
Oh.
Anyways, back to X-Men. Where are we on X-Men?
Well,
I lost myself.
What's cool about X3 is in the first, like the opening sequence, it's like a training thing for the new X-Men. So you get like Bobby and Kitty Pryde and Rogue and Colossus like training with Storm and Wolverine. But you do get a comic book accurate depiction of the Sentinels.
Mm-hmm.
Which literally, if you ever watch the cartoons, especially, they were in the cartoons from episode 1.
They were like one of the main bag
because of Trask Industries, but yeah, they were one of the big things. Their
giant
goal
robots
is to capture and kill mutants. But we also get Angel in this film. What a useless personification of that character.
His entire storyline was...
It starts out with him as a child when his wings start to grow and he gets sad, so he cuts them off so his dad doesn't find out he's a mutant. And that's like a 30-second scene. And then halfway through the movie, there's another 30-second scene where he's about to get the cure vaccine, whatever, and he like breaks out and his wings come out and you're like, ah, yeah, and then he jumps out a window and flies away, and then you don't see him until the end of the movie when his dad is about to fall to his death, and then he flies and swoops him up, and then he's like, oh, my son, and then that's it.
And then at the very end of the movie, he's like flying into the sunset when they're talking about mutants, and it's like, what?
He did nothing. He saved one person, and it was his dad, who wanted to prevent him from being a mutant.
Oh, God.
It was a waste. Angel was a cool character.
They did, we'll get into it in later episodes, but they did give him a better in
Age of Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, yeah. Anyways, we'll
get to that when we get to that film, but we also mentioned we do get Hank McCoy or Beast in this by Kelsey Grammer or Frasier, who came from Cheers.
One of the big things that happens in this movie too is that Professor Xavier dies.
Gets yeeted
by
Dark Phoenix or
Phoenix.
Jean Darkrai.
I said penis. Dark penis.
Oh, Dark Penis. Well, I mean,
because I'm 12.
It probably would have been a much better story than X3 was if there was a Dark Penis walking around. Surprise, motherfucker!
Surprise, motherfucker!
Surprise, motherfucker! I miss Vine.
What's some other shit that happened? We got a really terrible...
Patrick Stewart, bursts.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because we already mentioned that Jean Grey or Dark Phoenix can Thanos snap individuals just by getting slightly irritated or kissing them.
Yeah.
Either one works.
It's so annoying. Yeah.
Sorry for those of you that are not watching this on YouTube and just had to hear a random ass anime moan. But this movie was just a mess.
Yeah.
They tried to cram. I'll take a gram. They tried to cram so much into this movie with no explanation.
Yeah.
We get the Juggernaut, who is so important in the comics. He is Charles Xavier's brother.
Half-brother.
Half-brother, sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
But and in this one, he's like half his age and kind of British. And wears a helmet and calls people bitch. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Do you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. And he got beat up by a 12-year-old girl.
Really, his only skill set in this movie was running through things.
No.
They don't show any of his brute strength. When he fights Wolverine, all he does is headbutt him and then pick him up off the ground once and throw him through a window.
Yeah.
The Juggernaut... Then the word Juggernaut, instills, this dude is massive and strong and brutal. And in this, he just kind of, runs through some walls. And then headbutts a couple of people and once through Hugh Jackman. This movie was a total letdown.
Before I don't want to deter anybody from the X-Men movies.
I mean, watch it because it sets up.
Yeah. For one, this movie does not... Help me out here. It sucks, but it doesn't set the precedent for the rest of the movies.
No, it sets up the future movies and allows Fox to kind of retcon it with Days of Future Past.
Yeah. Which we'll get into another time. We're not going to talk about today.
But because of the story of this, it allows for the characters moving forward to have their motivations to correct everything.
Yeah. They make some badass movies
and they make it make sense.
Rectify the shit show that this movie was.
Yeah, they make it make sense.
Yeah.
They make it work.
Yeah.
It's just that
And
this was hot garbage.
Hold on. And Hugh Jackman, between this movie and because not the next time you see him, because you see him in Wolverine Origins,
but even in that he's pretty swole. But he is not the Wolverine swole.
But in the Wolverine, which comes later,
he is the Swoverine.
He doubled in size. I was watching it with my girlfriend, who has not seen these movies, and I've been walking her through them. We watched everything up to the Wolverine, and when they show Hugh Jackman with his shirt off, she was like, and I quote, "Jesus Christ." He got that's so big.
That's why if you guys pay attention to our episode titles, we try and do something comical, gimmicky, that relates a little bit. That's why on the episode that we talked about, X-Men 1, it was called the Not So Swoverine. Because he just looked like a dude that was like in good shape, but like...
Well, yeah. The thing is that Hugh Jackman in general, he's a big guy. He's like 6'1". We talked about this. 6'2"? I'm 6'2". But I'm not Hugh Jackman status. Not even in...
You're like a slouchy 6'2". With a side of pizza.
Thanks, bud.
That's fine. I'm a side of unrisen sourdough bread. So, like, it's just going to get bigger from here. So, you're good.
Anyways... Jesus Christ. He gets big, guys. Anyways, let's...
He gets ripped. And he has made a lot of middle-aged women question their wedding rings because of it.
The ending of X-Men 3. Basically, Dark Phoenix, who is now Jean Grey. Yeah. She was like, here's wheat for everybody. Jean Grey has now fully turned into Dark Phoenix. Are you good? You good?
Holy shit. I should not have reacted that way, but I lost it.
Yeah, it wasn't that funny, dude.
To me, it was. Oh, okay, so Jean Grey.
Jean is like killing everybody, mutants, humans alike. She doesn't give a fuck. She's uncontrollably just murdering a ton of people.
She's turning them into a lot of just confetti.
Yeah, and Wolverine, who is like the only person who can really like because his cells rebuild faster than she can destroy him. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's like kind of coming up to her, but she's like blasting his flesh away. You can kind of see like the metal on his bones.
It actually
as he's walking up,
it's which a really pretty cool scene.
It was cool. Yeah,
it was probably one of the best parts of the film.
Probably the only good part of the film.
There's a couple scenes here and there where you're like, that's pretty badass.
So he gets up to her basically, and he tries to appeal to her, and
she just says, "Kill me,
kill me." You see that Jean kind of pokes through. It's not just Dark Phoenix. She's like,
she says that at the very beginning of the film too. Yeah. After they find her, after she killed Cyclops.
Scott
by the
finds
way,
her, yeah. But then
Scott
she kills
dies right
Scott.
away. And she's talking to Wolverine, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And because she like the Dark Phoenix starts to come out of her, and she starts to like aggressively try and mount him. Yeah.
Well, no, he says he's like, "What'd you do to Scott? Where's Scott?" And then she's like, "Here, fuck me instead." And he's like, "No, like what's going on?"
Scott? And then she starts to cry and is like, "Kill me before I kill someone else."
Yeah. And then she beats his ass and
leaves.
Walks out of the room. Yeah.
Because he refuses.
Yeah.
To kill her. Non-consensual murder is.
So the end of the movie,
euthanasia.
Yes, he does walk up to her. She's blasting all this skin away, and because his genes fucking regenerate, he gets up to her. He gets a hold of her, and he's like, "Hey, like, what are you doing? You gotta stop." And she's like, "Hey, you gotta kill me." And he goes, "I love you, Jean." And he pulls his claws out and just gives her a fucking Hadouken right to the gut. And
Hadouken.
Yeah. And she dies, and everything stops, and he did the right thing.
Or
it was Oh,
dun dun dun.
He did. He really did.
No, he definitely did.
Yeah, she sucks.
No, she's the worst. Literally on my notes it says Jean dead. Like OMG dead.
I just put Logan kills Jean. Yours is funnier. But,
Jean dead.
Yeah. And then after that it
dead.
says sponsor too. So why don't you take that away, Chad?
So before we close out the episode, we do need to talk about our second sponsor. Sorry. So this week we're also sponsored by Raise Energy Drinks. It's a product from Rep Sports. If you listen up, you will hear all about the goodness that is Raise Energy Drinks.
What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raise Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with zero crash. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, empowered by their refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
All right, guys. So that's it for this episode, except for a couple things we want to talk about before we close out. Chad, you can bring it in with some dumb shit that we're going to talk about.
Yes, the dumbest of shit.
We're also a little drunker than we were when you last saw us because we can pause between our takes on this show. And we had a couple drinks.
We
Anyways,
only pause a couple of times, and it's usually during those super awesome sponsor spots.
Where we don't take shots.
Super awesome. No, absolutely not. Shots are the liquor of the devil.
Sorry, Mom.
Just kidding. But sorry, Mom.
The liquor of the devil. Stop.
No, that's just straight tequila. Or Rumpelmans.
Well, first and foremost, we're going to announce our next live stream, which will be on Saturday, the 15th.
Saturday, May 15th.
May 15th. We don't have a time exactly just yet. We have to work that out. But
this one will probably, well, if you were on our last one, which stretched an hour into 3, this one will probably be several hours long. So come and go as you want.
Because
we is going to be in the same room because Jake is coming to Ohio.
Coming to Ohio.
We got some stuff. We have some personal stuff. Non-podcast related stuff going on Friday.
Yeah. The reason I'm going to Ohio is because we have some things happening. Probably shouldn't mention on here, but we
won't make that public. But
yeah, we don't got to bring that into it. But the reason I'm going to Ohio is because of that. But while I'm going to be there, we're going to fucking do our next live stream. We're going to do a bunch of cool shit. It's going to be...
There's going to be some wild giveaways.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We're getting some new merch.
We have new merch coming. New merch. 2 new shirt designs.
Plus the shirts that we already have.
Plus some additional stuff. We're not gonna release it until the live stream. But we have some more stuff coming. On top of that, we're gonna be in the same space, so we're probably
We're also going to be playing bigger games rather than like
instead of just a power hour.
We're probably going to do something.
We're also going to do live giveaways.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many of you, and by I don't know how many of you, I mean I know based on my schematics that there's only like a couple of you that live in Ohio that listen to us. But if you're in the Cleveland area, we'll announce it probably the week before Jake gets here. At least one of the spots that we will be doing some live stuff at.
Yeah.
But we're going to be doing live giveaways for just like random people. It's going to be super interactive.
We'll probably bring a camera and some microphones, and
by probably he means we will.
I don't know why I said probably. We've
already planned this.
We're gonna go to some bars. We're gonna ask people some trivia questions, and if they get it right, they're gonna get some sort of prize. Oh, we should figure out. We can talk about this off camera.
Yeah.
We should figure out how to do like, hey, like if you don't get it on this try, you lose the T-shirt, but you can still get a prize. If you don't get it on that try, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, and then if you don't get it on that try, then you have to take a nasty shot from the bar.
Ooh, I like that. That was very dramatic. Ooh, I'm so sorry.
Ooh. I'm going to add an 808 bass drop to that. Just boom.
Boom. Yeah.
I'm not going to, but too much work.
Yeah, but we got some new merchandise coming. We're really excited about it. And we'll probably mention this again on next week's episode because it'll, but the week after that, I'm going to be in Stupido.
Yeah. And two things about next week that are going to be awesome. But first off, we are doing a Mustache May competition. So if you guys are listening to this, comment on either Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere. Use either hashtag Team Jake or Team Chad based on who you want to win.
Family and friends, I really need you guys to step up here, okay?
Don't do it.
Chad will look really good with the mustache. Look at that. He'll look great with the mustache. Me? Not so much. I can't do the mustache.
Whoever has the most votes for Team Chad or Team Jake wins, which means that the loser will have to shave a mustache
while I'm in Ohio.
Of the other person's choosing. Obviously, things will change after that, but they have to keep the mustache for at least a week. If it's a super ridiculous mustache, the other person can at least clean it up to be just a respectable Tom Selleck mustache if they have to. Basically meaning Jake because he actually sees people on a daily basis for his job, where I work remotely. So if I lose, I will end up with a ridiculous mustache. And let's just extend it. You have to keep the mustache till the end of the month. It's Mustache May.
No. 1 week.
Okay, 1 week.
1 week. I'm not fucking doing that. I'm sorry. No.
I tried, guys. I tried.
Dude, you live... I don't want to say who you live with. But
I live with my dad. It's fine.
Okay, whatever. You also work from home, asshole.
I also work
I have
from
to
home.
go to, like, people's houses...
Yeah, but do you want to go see customers' baby face, or do you just want to have like a mustache and some scruff? You don't have to keep shaving everything else. You just have to keep the shape of the mustache, and you get to clean up your mustache so that it's respectable.
1 week.
If you lose,
that's the bet.
Okay, fine.
That's
1 week.
Always been the original bet. I'm not.
I thought I would spring it on him. He said no.
No.
But so the loser has to deal with a mustache for a week. We are both bearded men. Neither of us particularly enjoy being clean shaven. Jake, for some reason, me because I have multiple chins to hide.
I have like a 1-inch scar across my bottom lip, like that big.
Oh, that's right, because you bit through your teeth, or you bit through your lip.
I did. My bottom lip bit through my teeth.
Yeah, bit through his teeth. That's so much more intense than biting through his lip.
My bottom teeth went all the way through my lip, and I have a nasty scar that I have not seen in a very long time because I do that by design. I don't want to look at it. So,
well, if you want to see Jake in a ridiculous mustache, you vote hashtag Team Chad on any of our social media posts. Or if you want to see me with a ridiculous mustache. Or if you'd rather
see Chad look like Dr. Robotnik from Sonic, then...
I could probably pull off a curly Q to some extent. I'll be your Huckleberry. Yeah. Then if you want to see me in a mustache, then you go hashtag Team Jake. And then whoever has the most views on the Friday that Jake and I have some personal stuff that we're not personal but non-podcast related stuff.
Well, the funny thing will be is that while I'm in Ohio, whoever loses, whoever the winner is, gets to shave the other person's mustache.
And the person that's doing the shaving gets to choose the shape of the mustache.
That is correct.
That being said, the actual shaving video will end up on our Patreon. So that's a nice little segue because we did launch our Patreon last week as well as a web store. So if you guys like what we're doing, you want to support us because right now we're doing everything out of our own pockets. And if that's the case, we'll keep doing everything out of our own pockets. We're enjoying what we're doing. We love doing this podcast for you guys. We love interacting with you guys. You okay there?
Yeah, I'm just being goofy.
So if that's the case, if you don't want to give, we totally understand. But we do have a Patreon on any of our websites. If you go to www.allthingsnerdpodcast.com, there is a link with a symbol. It looks like a chain link. You click on that. It brings you to our Linktree page where you have links to our Patreon. You can also access it from our Facebook, our YouTube, basically anything. But if you like what you're doing and you want to help support us, we would love for you guys to be a part of this. We're offering some exclusive perks for our Patreons that no one else can access, including exclusive merch from shirts, sweatshirts, coffee mugs that no one else can get. If not, but you still want to support us and rep this podcast, we do have a web store as well. You can find in those same links. And we have new shirts coming in the next week or two. We have two new shirts. One of them is for this competition for the mustache. So you'll notice that the logo for the podcast that is on the shirt is a little bit modified to show, instead of two bearded men, it shows two mustachio hunks.
Two beautiful mustached men.
Mustache.
Ooh, I love my mustache.
But yeah, those are very much where we're at. So we've got some new merch coming.
Go vote online, fuckers.
Go vote online. You. We love you so much. Thank you for being a part of this community. And this has been the All Things Nerd Podcast.